Hello, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever place you are watching us. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another Troop Talk with Adieko Opeyemi. Thank you so much for connecting with us again. Thank you for always subscribing, for always sharing, and for always commenting to all our videos. Thank you so much for always being with us and following us. I don't take that for granted. Thank you so much. All right. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, if you have not subscribed, please do that. Subscribe to our YouTube channel because in this talk we share insightful content that will put us on the pedestal of success and they'll take us to another level. All right. So welcome, 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 welcome. All right. Today we'll be looking at, we are reviewing a movie, In Pursuit of Happiness by Chris Gardner. He's one of America uh, inspiring author, one of the American inspiring uh, actor. All right. So we'll be sharing so much of his life, you know, we'll be sharing so much of his life, is following his journey, how he raised he rise from grass to greatness. All right. And if he can do that, if he can get to where he is, definitely each and every one of us can get to where we want to be. All right, each and every one of us we can get to where we want to be. In the last series we talked about rejection is not the end point, it's only the opinion of others. It's only the opinion of others. We look at how Chris Gardner's life was, he was rejected several times, but he kept coming back again and again, knowing where he want to go, because that's very important. Where you know where you want to go and where you want to be and who you want to become, you don't allow the uh, opinion of others to stop you. So today we'll be looking at something more profound in his life. We're looking at something more profound in his life in in that same series, In Pursuit of Happiness. So if you have not watched that movie, I will urge you to check out that movie. It's very inspiring. All right, that's why I'm sharing this with us. Some things that I learned from the movie. So I want to share with us. So I'll be looking at my notes. All right, so just pay attention, and I believe that you get to learn a thing or two. You get to learn something from the review of the book. I'm excited to be here. All right, I'm excited to be here. So today we'll be looking at uh, how Chris Gardner slept in the public restroom. That scene, that part was very, you know, intriguing. Part was very, man, emotional. How he slept in the restroom. You know, he slept in the restroom. In the movie In Pursuit of Happiness, Chris Gardner scene. You see him holding his son tightly, sleeping on the cold floor of a subway restroom. The guy was, there's no place he could slept. He could sleep. There's no place he could lay his head. So he find himself most time uh, going to restroom, public restroom where people use, for people use most often, and you find him holding his son tightly in the restroom. Wow, what an emotional and intriguing scene, you know, because he was in pursuit of something. He was in pursuit of something, so it doesn't allow uh, the distraction. It does not allow the opinion of others. It does not allow the judgment of others. He kept on moving. You know, Chris Gardner. Sometimes you see that the door was locked. The door was locked when he was inside. He locked it with, not with a padlock, with the lock, because sometimes the door does not even have a lock. So he used his leg, to push the door so that people will not come in. He uses his leg to push the door so that people will not come in. You know, that night when he was sleeping, it wasn't about pride, it was about survivor. It was about survivor for Chris Gardner. It was about survivor. There is no place he could go to, nobody he could get to, but he had to use where he find himself, and he stayed here. Not because he was, pride. No, it's not about pride. It was about survivor. Just to keep in moving, just to keep in moving. All right. And even in that humiliating moment, he protected his child dignity. He protected his child dignity with everything that he had. He protected his child dignity. He was fighting for his son. He was fighting for his freedom. He was fighting for where he's going to. That is what Chris Gardner was doing, making sure that every day, he become, unstoppable. You know, not about where he's coming from, but about where he's going to. All right, so we'll be looking at some financial freedom secrets, some key financial freedom secrets that we can use in our life. Many people see to the glamour of financial success, but few understand the night of hidden struggle. You see, let me say that again. Many people see the glamour of financial success, but few somebody understand the night of hidden struggle. That night of struggle, the shame of not having enough, and the pain of pretending to be okay. If you've not been in that position where you don't have enough, but you keep appearing, as though you have, you know, it's really, uh, it's something that you really need to know. All right, if you have ever cried in silence, if you have ever cried in silence, gone without food, or stay up worrying how to pay bills, you are not alone. You are not alone, because that's what Chris Gardner faced. And sometimes most of us has faced, the same thing. When in that night, there is no food to eat, but the little that you could get your hand on, you are grateful to God for even that coming to you, knowing that there is a better thing ahead. Knowing that there's a better thing ahead, so that keeps you moving. That keeps you moving. You see, so what this moment teaches us is that the road to freedom often goes through dark valley. You see, the road to financial freedom often goes through dark valley, dark valley. And yet, those lowest moments, the one no one sees, are the very one that build your inner power. You see, those moments that no one see are the very, moments that build your resilience, that build your inner power, that tells you that no, 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 I cannot stay in this place. You see, it gives you insight, it gives you more strength, it gives you more uh, inner power, to keep moving, to keep moving. All right, financial freedom is not always about numbers. It's about the silent decision made in pain. It's about the silent decision made in pain. You see, that's one particular word that you say, I won't stay here. I won't stay here. You know, that is when you're truly working in financial freedom. When you make up your mind and say, no, 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 I cannot stay here. I'm better than this. I can do more better than this. That is when you are truly, becoming financially free. First of all, it starts from your mind. It starts from your mind, just like what Chris Gardner did. Even though he was sleeping in the restroom, but he made up his mind and said, no, no, this is not my final destination. It's only a journey to where I am pursuing, because I have an end goal in my mind. All right. So rock bottom is not your burial ground. All right. Rock bottom is not your burial ground. It's your bounce back zone. The rock bottom is not your burial ground. It's your bounce back zone. All right. Dignity is not where you sleep. It's about what you refuse to give up on. Dignity is not about where you sleep, it's about what you refuse to give up on. It's about what you refuse to give up on. It's not like somebody say it's not over until you are financially free. It's not over until you begin to have resources. It's not over until you begin to help others. It's not over until your family is debt free. It's not over until you begin to help others' lives. So that is the driving force that keeps us moving, that keeps even Chris Gardner going, because he knows that he has a responsibility for his son, he has a responsibility for his family, and he cannot fail them. So he kept on moving, he kept on being persistent. All right. So every low point holds the potential for a higher purpose. Every low point holds the potential for a higher purpose. Every low point holds the potential of a higher purpose. So for the fact that you find yourself in a low position today, you find yourself in a low place today, does not mean that is your end. That is not your end. You see, it just hold the potential for a more higher purpose. There is something bigger inside of you that need to be unleashed, that need to come out. All right, that need to come out. All right, just like we see that the road to financial freedom often goes through dark valley, often goes through dark valley. So when you go through that dark valley, then the light begin to come forth. The light begin to come forth. In as much as you don't give up, you don't give up. So we don't give up. All right, don't ever let somebody tell you you cannot do something. Never. Don't ever let somebody tell you you cannot do something. Not even yourself. Not even yourself. Not even yourself. Because sometimes we have that illusion. We, looking at ourselves and saying, "Can I really do this thing? Can I really do this thing?" You see, when you tell yourself that you cannot do something, it becomes your reality. It becomes your reality. But when you make up your mind and say, "No, I can't stay here. I'm going to take it a step further. I'll move one step further." Then you see that you begin to break grounds. You begin to break more grounds. All right. So Chris Gardner said in his quote, he said, "Don't ever let somebody tell you cannot do something, not even yourself. You got a dream. You got to protect it with your life. You got a dream. You got to protect it with your life." Chris Gardner. All right. So one final thought. Then I will now ask us one mind-blowing question that we need to ponder on. All right. The final thought is the darkest night produce the brightest mind. The darkest night produce the brightest mind. So if you're going through a dark period in your life right now, it is producing the brightness of your mind. That's the time that your mind become more sharper. When your mind become more, it work actively. All right, that is the moment where you get more clarity. Those period, the darkest period of your life. you know some people allow it to break them, but it is supposed to build them. You see, so you don't let the darkest period of your night break you. It is supposed to build you. Your darkest period is not supposed to break you. It's supposed to what? Build you. Alright? It's supposed to build you. So I want to ask us one final question, and I want us to make comments in the comments search. Alright? Comment search box. Put that question there. All right, it's a mind-blowing one question for we to end this series, for we to end this chapter. Then next time we meet again, we'll share another light in the life of Chris Gardner. All right, and I hope you have been enjoying this series. All right, so what is that mind-blowing question? What's that one moment of silence, suffering you went through, and how did it shape your determination to succeed? Let me say that again. Very powerful question for you to ponder on. He said, what's that one moment of silence, suffering you have went through, and how did it shape your determination to succeed? Make comments, put it inside the comment section. Write that one moment, that silent suffering you have gone through, and how did it shape your determination to succeed. Put it down in the comment section so that others can read it and get inspired by your writing, by your write up. All right, thank you so much for taking our time to follow us, to hear us, and to get inspired in this True Talk with Adieko Okpolua. So in the next series, we'll look at uh, where how Chris Gardner got a job with no pay. It's an internship with no pay, all right, but he endured the pain for him to get the gain. All right, so thank you so much for taking our time to follow us. Subscribe if you have not. Turn on the notification and share this video to others so that others can be inspired. You never know who need these particular words. All right, share it so that others can be inspired. Thank you so much. And by the way, if you need land, because we sell land with we partner with real estate company, and we sell land. All right, so if you need land somewhere in Mowe, somewhere in Imota, all right, somewhere in Bega Road, you know, towards the Ibadan Expressway, we sell land, all right, and property, all right, and also we sell luxury doors, and we sell ties. If you are in need of this item, reach out to us, all right, reach out to us, call us, all right, DM us, and we'll get it across to you. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate your time, all right, for following us. So we'll see you again. God bless you. Have a beautiful day today. Peace.